What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Pack to Glory, episode number 10 in the series. And today we're going to kick things off with a little bit of an SBC from the Libertadores. This one's on offer at the moment. It's super cheap to put together. I've actually been able to do it all with first owner players from all of those leagues that we've already accomplished with our icon swaps. So we can chuck all them in there and we get a rare gold players pack with 12 players, 3 rares from this. So hopefully we can get something good to kick off today's episode. And unfortunately, we've just got ourselves a 79 rated striker from the Belgian league, and we seem to be getting Belgian league player after Belgian league player at the moment. So we do get that one UCL card, which we can add into our squad of UCL players, and hopefully we'll soon be able to get that icon swap done for them. I think we're up to about 9 now, so only 2 more do we need to pack, and then we'll be able to complete that icon swap online. Another thing I'd like to note at the start of the video today is I just want to say thank you. Thank you to all the people that have commented, shared, liked, subscribed. We're definitely on a rapid rise from the bottom, the deep depths of the YouTube platform. So it's nice to see so many people starting to join the channel, and I really appreciate your comments in the comment section. I made this whole YouTube series just so that I could help other people learn how to play the game a little bit better, and I just wanted to share my thoughts on foot itself. So it's really great to see people commenting and even starting to put things about their squads in the comments below, so that I can help out there with different strategies or things that'll work for me, and I just enjoy having that conversation. So that's really cool to see. This is our current weekend league side for the upcoming week. Unfortunately, we couldn't get all the qualification points before the cut-off close this weekend, so we'll be able to jump in next weekend, and that means we have even more time to strengthen up our starting 11, start to bring in players like Vardy, or we might even be able to grind towards one of these brand new icon SBCs, which are extremely overpriced, and we probably won't be able to come up with 500 grand between now and next Friday, but who knows what EA is going to offer up to us between now and then. So this is a online icon swaps game here. We've got our Brazilian side now in action. We've got them in a 4-1-2-1-2. I'm going to get things kicked off in the first minute of the game here with just a little bit of play down the line with left trigger, right trigger, cut back and a tap in. And then this guy's just straight from kickoff immediately giving the ball back up to me. He's lost his head, he's lost his cool. And we're going to heel, zoom past the centre back, and then a nice little finesse into the corner. So only 3 minutes into our first game of the day today, and we're feeling extremely comfortable, and so comfortable in fact that I'm going to pause the game, get a few of the Italian players on, and see if we can work towards getting Politano out on that right hand side, and a couple of rare goal players packs from scoring and winning with these Serie A players. Now unfortunately, in doing that, I actually really started to ruin my rhythm. And in the 67th minute, this guy's brought it back 2-1, and I'm starting to feel the pinch a little bit here. So just made a little bit of a change, something that I like to do a lot. If I'm not managing to dictate play, or I want to shut up shop, I will go to that 4-2-3-1 formation. Those 2 CDMs that sit in front of your back 4, they really stop those counter attack opportunities. And saying that though, I do that and then I cough up the ball myself straight from kickoff, and he goes up and Bale rides the challenge and whacks it into the top corner. And now I'm thinking, oh no, what have I done to myself? Thankfully, however, throughout all of Pack to Glory thus far, I've been able to clutch up when it mattered most, and we get a little bit of luck off the post there, but we managed to smack that one into the back of the net to make it 3-2, and that's all she wrote in our first game of the day there, and we go and pick up the win. So we are zooming along now in our divisions. We're now into Division 5, which means we'll get even better weekly rewards next week when our rewards come, because we had pretty poor rewards yesterday from the weekly rewards. Luckily, we did that advanced SBC and managed to get some pretty cool stuff. And we move on into game number 2. Now this game here, this fella had a really low rated side, 84 altogether with 100 chem, probably one of the lowest teams we've had the fortune of coming up against this whole series. Even in our qualification games, we were versing teams that were higher ranked than this. So I was feeling pretty confident, and in the 70th minute, we eventually find the back of the net. He was a pretty good player. He definitely played that drop back mentality, so it made me have to really work for the goal, and in the end, I get the win. So 2 wins from 2 thus far. We're on a bit of a roll here. The Brazilian side's going alright. It's nothing to rave about, but I'm just going through and showing you they are all first owner players as promised. I'm only ever using first owner players for all my squads and all my games. I'm not yet to use a single player that I've purchased off the market in any of my games. And this game here, this guy's got Mbappe and Neymar and Shevchenko and Kante and Salah and that Scream PK, and that's a side and a half. There's some goals for the squad in the future here, and I was having a pretty tough time of it against all of these really meta players. He's kind of, you can see they're winning the first balls in the air, and I'd make the tackle and he could ride that off with Salah's balance and that sort of stuff. So he takes the lead at 1-0. I worked really hard to try and match this guy all game long, and again, that nice finesse into the top corner from Mbappe. You'd expect that with a player of his price and quality, and that's 2-0 in the 80th. And you are going to see me pick up a loss in this game here, so I'm sure losses will occur from time to time. That's just the way it is. And we'll pick our heads up and jump back straight into another game. And on that note, we go straight back into another game, and this guy was giving us the hands a bit here, and I thought, I've had enough for tonight. I'm going to pack it in. We'll come back tomorrow fresh, and when we do that and come back tomorrow fresh the next day, we actually get a pleasant surprise in getting a 2 rare players pack, and hopefully our luck can turn around and we can actually get something nice from these, because they've been pretty poor for us recently. And I've skipped that one there because it's not boards, it's not a walkout, and it's only the left back from Paris Saint-Germain, Bernat, the Spaniard, who doesn't really fit into our side. At the moment, we don't really have any defenders from that league, but he may come in handy at some point for a future challenge or an SBC or something. So we'll store him into the club, and hopefully our pack luck will improve at some point. We're yet to do any of the offline icon swaps, so I'm going to start to dip a toe into that now, and get a few of these ticked off. I don't particularly enjoy playing the computer. You can see a little bit of a finesse into the corner in the 47th there, in extra time of the first half, and then later on I miss an opportunity in the 92nd, but 1-0 against the computer on world class with this Portuguese side. I didn't do particularly great, but they were really hard to use, and I don't know. Yeah, it's a bit of a chore to play against a computer, to be honest. If you're someone that loves playing offline and you're more of an offline player as opposed to online, that's totally cool. I respect that. But for me, I'd much prefer to play online, and I wish they could maybe add something to this game type, like if you could play with friends or something like that to boost up its enjoyability. Because for me, I definitely found this to be a bit of a laborious process. But nonetheless, we are ticking those wins away, and at the same time getting some good practice in here of the different mechanics that work against the computer, and getting that practice in for when we do play online. So ultimately, the goal at the moment is to get ourselves as weekend league ready as possible for next week. But I've also got some really cool content coming up in the next week that I've already filmed, which is quite exciting. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for what's around the corner for us. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because I'm having an absolute blast doing this, and I know I've got some cool things that I can bring your way soon. To finish off the game today, we've got one last game to play with these offline challenges against the computer, and we pick up a level 10 reward. And I thought, just one of those crummy Tifus, but if you actually tab across to the end, there's $7,500 on offer there, so we will take that. Thank you, EA. If anyone was to not take that $7,500, I would be shocked. We get into one last game here, and we've got Palacio in the side at the moment trying to achieve this one challenge where you can get like a Hunter Chem style for scoring and assisting with an Argentinian, and he gets on the score sheet early on, and then we're kind of really trying to feed him the ball and just work the space down the line, look after it. We get a nice little cutback, and then we find a tasty finesse into the top corner, and I was pretty chuffed with myself because I managed to get that Argentinian assist and goal, until later on I found out that it only counts in rivals and you're not supposed to do it against the computer. So I'd completely wasted my time, and I wasn't going to get anything back for it, which was a little bit frustrating, but maybe I should just learn to read, and that wouldn't have happened in the first place. So 3-0 there against the computer in that squad battle. That's 3 offlines done out of 5, and we can finish that off in the next episode, or in a future episode. I'm not really in a hurry to continue to play against the computer. That was quite the bore. Anyway, guys, I appreciate your viewership as always. I hope you've had an awesome weekend and you did really well with your weekend league games. If you're new to the series, thank you for joining us. I'll pop a link on the left here if you want to catch up from the start or see yesterday's episode. And yeah, for everyone else, thank you for the support. Take care, and we'll see you next time.